Hello. So let's go for the final part of the implementation of the story about creating an external execution course. Okay, so you have the story there. So this is the task that is left to be implemented. I move it to in progress and I do what I usually do here. Okay, convert to an issue and I'll assign it to me. Okay, good. So, what is this about? So, this is about refactoring. We will talk a lot about refactoring. But the main idea about refactoring is that when you code, maybe you should focus always on, you should be pragmatic and you should focus on the functionality. So you have a problem, you try to solve, you implement the code such that you solve the problem. And afterwards, as soon as you have implemented the behavior, so as soon as your tests actually check that everything is okay, it's time to clean the code. It's time to probably not only clean, but it's time to look at your code and see what could be better here. How can I improve this code? But not from the functionality point of view, from the quality of the codes, from the elegance, even if it is beautiful, if it is nice. So, and why is this? Because actually, and this is the main point, is that you are going to write this code once, but a lot of people, even yourself, are going to read it several times. So to simplify, to make it more understandable, you actually are saving a lot of money. You are just reducing the time people takes to understand your code, reducing the probability that someone doesn't really understand what you have wrote and is going to introduce bugs in the code. Okay? So that's what I'm going to do actually is, and I suggest that always you finish one task by doing refactoring. Even if you do nothing, it's just you look at the code and say, it's okay, I don't need to change anything. But always do this. Always take a while to look at what you have done and see what you can improve. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay? Or I'm going to show you how we can do it. Good? So I'm going to move to the code, and I'm just looking at two things. The first one is the service, and the second is the test. So the first thing that I told you already is that, yeah, I start with this idea of ad hoc course, but now I love the idea that the name is external. And I'm going to use very nice features of IntelliJ, but Eclipse as well, that is refactoring. So refactoring is something that allows you to change the code, and the compiler helps you and does a lot of other changes so that the code keeps consistent. So one of the simplest and probably most useful things is to do renamings. So yeah, I'm going to rename this. So I don't want to have it called ad hoc anymore. I want to change it to create external. Okay. And by doing this, the IntelliJ is going to change this name everywhere. So, for instance, if you look at the tests, we'll see that now it changed it there as well. So you should not be afraid of changing code, because now tools are more powerful and help you with these kind of things. Another thing is that I have this code, okay, and it's nice, so it takes some time to read. How can I reduce the time I take it to read and understand what is due? Basically, if I have very small methods, okay, and each one of these methods actually, the name of the method gives me the meaning. Look, I should have put some comments there, okay, but comments are not nice because actually they get outdated as you change the code. So I'm going to do refactoring and I'm going to extract a method, okay? And this method is, so what I'm doing there, I check course type. Okay, I'm check course type parameter. I do this and, well, it just put the method there and we'll find it as a private method here. So that's good. It's, now I can read what I'm doing here. I'm going to check the course type. Well, and what I'm doing here actually? Well, here I'm getting the course. So let's refactor this, and I go to refactor, extract method, and I say get course. Hey, this guy is smart, okay? Get course, it suggests the name. So let's do a refactor here, and I get a course. Look, and the private method is there. And now what I'm doing here, well, here I actually creating the course, right? I just creating the course in the case that's null, okay? So what I'm going to do, basically, let's select it. Okay, let's do it this way. I could have done it, but let's do it this way. So refactor, extract method. Now it's not smart enough, but let's create course. Okay, and I create the course here. Good. And what I'm doing here, well, I'm creating the execution course. So let's do it this way. I'm gonna do it again. I just refactor, extract method, and is create course execution. And now, look, I have something that it's much more readable. If I just come here, maybe it takes me less, I would say, 30 seconds or 40 seconds to really understand what is in this method. And, well, you say, well, it's just 30 seconds. But if this code is going to exist for 10 years, well, and you have a team of 100 people, well, it's going to be a lot. Okay? So that's what I've done here. Now I'm going to show you something, what I've done in the refactoring of the tests. So to refactor the tests, what I'm going to show you first, look, I had 11 tests and a lot of code that is redundant. So what I've done, I use this nice feature of Spock. There are the tables, and these are invalid input values, okay? And here I just check all the tests, one line in the table for each test case we had. That tests when the type is null, the course name is null, the course name is blank, the cron is null, is blank, and so on. So look, isn't it easier here to look and check if some test case is lacking or not? So it's very, very nice feature to use these tables. So I reduced the size of my test code, and now it's much more maintainable and easier to read. Good. So what you need to do actually, you create some variables that then are used in for this table. So look, now when I create a DTO, actually I just use the type here. The type now it's filled from the values in this table for each case, for each run of the test. Okay? And the same for that. And I can do even for the return values. Look, these represent the output. So it's just a syntactic sugar, but it's really nice to read. Okay? It helps you to understand the inputs and outputs. And the output is the error message, and I just do this for this variable, and the variable is there. Okay? Isn't it nice? Okay, so I've done something here where okay, yes. So let's see another case that I could reduce. I wanted to see this to you because I took advantage of another thing is that, so in this case I put together two test cases, which are the cases where the course is not found because it's a technical course and I don't want to create a technical course, okay, if it is not in the database. And another is that I try to create a course execution that is duplicated. It already exists in the database. So this test is different because now the cause of the error is because of the state of the database. So how can I represent the state of the database? So how can I represent these variations? What I've done is that I create two methods, create course and course execution, that receive, one of the arguments is a Boolean, and the Boolean is in this table. So this Boolean tells me whether I should create a course or a course execution for the test, okay? So, and so actually whether they should be in the database or not. And the other case is just for the DTO as in the previous case, okay? So what is the first line? I have no course, okay? I have no course execution, and I'm going to try to create a course execution associated with a technical course, which should throw an exception, as you know. And the second case is I have a course in the database, I have a course execution in the database, and I'm trying to create a course execution with the same acronym and academic term. So that already exists, and an exception is thrown. Okay, and the same applies here. It's really easy to read this code, okay, at least easier. So the last thing I'm going to do basically is to run the tests. So let's run these tests to see that everything is working. Okay, there are 11 tests. Okay, it's going to take a while when it's recording. So 11 tests passed. Nice. So what I'm going to do next, so I finished these, but before I finish I should be sure that everything is running. So I go to the command line and basically I run all my tests with Maven. And this is gonna take a while as well. Okay, so it ran, and as you see, it ran the tests, 93 tests, and everything's good. Okay. Good work then.